As you have known, Outland Odyssey earlier with our first game, it's set to launch in September. But then, just gonna share a little bit and talk about what we are building so far and what we envision the future will be regarding the game, right? So, alright, I'm not gonna bore you with all this stuff, right? I mean, like, you can look it up online. You can actually learn more about this if you're interested. But then, this is just shows the evolution of gaming, right? From chess up until mobile game, right? So right now, free to play and pay to play games on the mobile dominates the market. It's 60 to 70% of the global gaming market are on mobile right now. And starting from 2020 onwards, we are moving forward to pay to play and pay to earn. Maybe some of us doesn't realize like, hey, the game is free to download, but then it's not really pay to play. But then if we take a look at it, right, the game itself is free, but then you need NFTs to start playing the game. It's not really all that free, if we think about it, right? And then it's play to earn. A lot of people are hoping to actually earn millions. I mean, like, just be real. A lot of people that are playing blockchain games are expecting to earn millions of dollars and becoming a millionaire out of playing games, right? But then, let's face it, how many of us are actually able to earn that million by playing games? Most of us playing the blockchain game right now are stuck with breaking even, right? Most of us doesn't break even. Sometimes I play games, blockchain games. I don't break even, right? So, and I don't know about you guys, but then, is there anybody here have invited their friends to play blockchain game? Is there anybody? You don't have to raise your hands, fine. But then, let's face it, right? I mean, like, I invited my friends to play games, blockchain games. The way I always phrase it is a bit fun, weird and fun in a way that, hey, bro, there is this one game, right? A good game. But then, if you want to play this game, you need to be able to buy the NFT first. And then you play the game. You can earn money, maybe like a lot of money, you know? And some of them, like, the more I invited people, the more I invited my friend, the more the question arises, right? The more people will say and ask questions to me like, are you sure that this is making money? Oh yeah, I'm earning money for now. I'm like, be real, right? For now, I'm earning money. And then they ask, like, how long will you earn money? I don't know. I hope the price stays the same or go up, then I can still earn. If the price go down, I don't know. Let's just pray, right? I don't know. But then, and most of us are stuck with that mindset that I'm not breaking even. I'm not breaking even. You know, it's really far from breaking even. There is this one game I'm still playing. I'm not breaking even. Face it, not gonna happen. So, that's kind of like the problem that we are facing right now. So, if you face it like that, if you phrase it that way, if you invite your friend to an ecosystem that there is no way for you to break even, if the mindset is breaking even and profiting and making a lot of money, blockchain game sounded like a bit like pyramid scheme. The first one in will profit, the last one in will lose. And that's not the way gaming should be. And that's not the way blockchain game should be. So, with this being said, right now, from the way I see it, from the way we see it as a team, and from the way we envision and want to help do the future of gaming, is that we want to bring more value, entertainment value. Gaming is classified as an entertainment. It's not classified as anything else but entertainment. Entertainment. It should be fun, right? The point of playing game is not making money. The point is for us to have fun. We don't watch Netflix movies, Marvel movies, right, for getting paid, right? Earning millions out of it, right? No. We pay them, we play, we watch movies because we want to kill time. We want to have fun, right? So, we are trying to build a future of blockchain game where it's fun, right? The core values. And then it lacks quality titles nowadays, right? Okay, let's face it, blockchain game only happens for like the past 2-3 years. It still needs some time to grow. And let's face it again, reality check. Blizzard, sorry, mentioning names, Blizzard, EA Games, and all the big names, they all have tens of millions of dollars. Their budget for one game is over tens of millions of dollars. Some of them goes to 50 or 100. While we on the blockchain space were only able to maybe get like 1 million, 2 million. That's the top. And if we do another further raise, then we can have the money, right? But then it takes time and it takes value, right? And there are some people who are in the space, they are building projects in the space that are not from the gaming industry. They are from the crypto industry, which is weird, right? You are building game, but then you are from the crypto space. Okay, I come from crypto space. I used to work for Binance and Crypto.com, so sorry names again. But that's how I come from, right? I do not build games. But then our team, our CSO, studio officer, were building games for Marvels and the other games, right? And we are trying to provide one game or multiple games that are actually high in entertainment values and can be the quality titles, right? And then right now, the economy in the game right now, people are focused on the tokens, right? Are you adopting 2 token system, 1 token system? That's it. That's the economy. But then as we dive deeper, I'm not a game developer, but then because of Project Seed, right? Because we see the problem, we want to solve it. I dive deep with the team. I learn more about the game, and I'm fascinated, by the depth of the game, right? The economy. A lot of people are, like I said, saying like, hey, 2 token system, 1 token system, and that's kind of like the economy. As we dive deeper, economy is not just 1 or 2 token, but then it's everything in the game. We have to balance it. We are creating a world in the game. They are very deep, deep in a way like, let's take for example, wool, iron, wood, oil, metal, gold. Those kind of things are economy in the game, and we have to balance it out. Not only 1 token, 2 tokens, 3 tokens, whatever token it is, but then the economy itself in the game are a part of the currencies, and it's a part of the economy, and it's huge. The traditional games can have 200 types of currencies, quote unquote, as an economy, while we are focusing only 2. And that's a problem that boosts up the content and boosts up the quality of the gameplay itself. And right now, a lot of people building games, because we are lacking budget, right? A lot of us are building like games on the 2D, on the pixel and stuff like that, just to make sure that the title goes up as soon as possible, as fast as possible, because we don't have time. We barely have time. The traditional gaming, the legacy gaming, they have 3 years, 5 years or more to build one game, right? And they spend millions of dollars. But then in the blockchain space, people barely even want to wait for 1 month, right? I mean, like, if you are building 5 years, people will forget you. People will forget that you exist 5 years from now. So we are lacking time and the capability to build the game. So here is what we are trying to do. We are trying to do a game that is gameplay focused. If you're following our channels in a way, you probably have seen that we have multiple tests happening in the game, right? During our lifetime, during the past year and more than 1 year of development, maybe you have seen like several tests that we do. Most of the tests doesn't have any blockchain interaction. Why? Because we want you guys, we want our user to focus on the quality, on the gameplay itself. I want you guys to know that this is the game that I want to play. This is the game that I want to play regardless of the money or the earning that I can get. This is the base and the bottom line regarding the non-blockchain integration tests that we have. We have done 3 tests for the time being. We just finished our beta test, our bug bounty, and there is no blockchain test. Why? Blockchain integration. Why? We want you guys to focus on the gameplay fully. Free to play and play to earn, right? This, I believe, will be the future of gaming. We are building free to play. Okay, let's go back first, right? If you take a look at this, in the early 2000s, it's pay to play, right? Pay to play. And then 1 decade after that, it's free to play, right? This one is the same thing. 2020, the pay to play. But then in 2022, we are trying to move this into free to play and play and earn. Why? Because you don't have to spend anything. I'm like, if you want to play a good game, you want to have entertainment values, you don't really have to pay. I mean, that's reason. Of course, you can pay if you want to pay. People are still buying Diablo games, like EA games and all the major games, right? It's fine. But then we want to give more value, and we want to ultimately we want people to go out of the quote unquote mindset that this is a pyramid scheme. You don't have to worry about breaking even. You don't have to worry about getting scammed. You don't have to worry about, how am I making my millions if I'm not breaking even? That's the mindset that we want our users to get out of. So it's free to play and play and earn, right? So this is our vision right now. The vision for the future of Project Seed, and as well as vision for what we see the future will be in terms of blockchain game in general, right? We have GameFi, we have eSport, GAO, growth program, and whatever. A lot of things that we are building right now. Maybe some people will see this and ask like, when is coming out, right? Is it next month? No, good things take time, right? Any instant noodle flavor fans here, right? Even if you want to build, if you want to make instant noodles, right? Let's not take instant noodles. That's so Asian, sorry. Let's say like you go to the supermarket like Monoprick and then you try the instant spaghetti or something like that, right? Do you eat it right away? No, right? You have to heat it up first, right? And then once it's out of the oven or microwave, you don't eat it directly. You still have to wait until it cools down a bit, right? Otherwise you're gonna burn your tongue. What I'm trying to say is, good things take time. Building good things takes time. We can deploy the game right away, but then it's gonna be premature. If we are going, I have two children. They all take 9 months, right? If I try to take them out in 5 months, it's gonna be bad, right? Cannot. So good things take time, right? And this is what's gonna happen. It might take a few years. It might take a few months, right? For some products. Of course, we're gonna roll out the products. People will roll out their products in batches, right? In progress. But then we are progressing towards the future. It's not gonna happen next month, but then it's gonna happen in the near future. So, like I said earlier, we are not only built up by people who are in the crypto space, but then we are built up by the people who have experience in the big names that have worked directly or indirectly with all these names. And this sets us up for a stage where we can move forward in confidence that we can build the future of gaming, especially blockchain gaming. And the fun stuff regarding the vision that I shared earlier, right now, if you take a look at the current blockchain game or Metaverse, it's always one game, one NFT, right? You cannot play, let's not mention name this time. Let's say you play in Liko game, right? You buy my NFT Liko game, and then we have our team here, Ripka, and you have Ripka game, right? They are on the same chain, let's say Ethereum, right? Or Solana. Are you able to use Ripka NFT in my game? No. And are you able to use my NFT in Ripka's game? No. Definitely not. Why? Because they want profit, right? But then there is not really any use cases, like a major use cases for NFT. Tokens, we have a lot of use cases right now. But then for the NFT itself, there is barely anything. PFP, profile picture, for me, I don't really buy it. I grew up in Asian culture, so money don't grow on trees. So we don't buy things that we don't use, especially those kind of things. So we don't, sorry. Because I don't see any use cases for that, right? But then in the future that we see is that one NFT will be interoperable between the games, right? So in Project Seed, as from the beginning, we always say, we are a studio, straight up from the start. We are not just building one game. If we have 10 years, then in 10 years time, we might have 5 games or 3 games. And the goal of this is that one NFT can be used among our ecosystem. If we have, let's say, Outland Odyssey, you buy the NFT. Do you have to buy it? No, you don't have to, right? If you want to buy it, be my guest, right? If you buy it, of course, you're gonna have like the benefits. It's a freemium, right? But then, if you don't want to buy it, be my guest. You can start from the ground up, ground bottom, and then you can go up. But then, essentially, if you buy the NFT, if you have the NFTs, it can go across the games that we are building. And then, we have the Grow program. Grow program will be launching in a few years after our ecosystem goes forward. When we have enough NFTs, when we have enough games and assets that we have, then it's gonna go forward for the Grow program. We're gonna open up the Grow program. It's like an incubator, or like, how do you say? You gather hackathon, you build on us, you build on our ecosystem using our NFTs and assets, and that's gonna bring a new era of IP. Right now, if you're familiar with the IP business, you have to pay. And it's not cheap. It's not $10,000, it's not gonna be $1,000. Depending on the titles that you are taking, it can range from hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. And that's expensive. And for a startup, that's not possible. That's not feasible. So the way we envision the IP in the future is that we will give you value when you have nothing. When you already grow and have something, then you give us back the value by giving us your value. So we give you our NFTs, we give you our assets, we give you our community, our marketing channels, and then when you have values, then you can give me back. Give me back by what? By having our NFT usable in your platform. So if we build 5 games and we have 5 partners building their own game with our assets, we have 10 games using one NFT. That's the goal of what we are building. What if the game is a different genre? Let's say the first one is action RPG, the second one is a different genre altogether. I always told my team, game is a creative business. The sky is not the limit. Our mind is the limit. The way we limit ourselves, the way we limit what is possible, will determine what we can do in the future. So basically, we want to make sure that we get out of our comfort zone the way we normally think, and then we move forward with building something that is bigger. So this is a new era of IP and NFTs, and the reason why we are able to approach this is because we are approaching with hybrid in a way that, like I said, we are the first, maybe the first world blockchain gaming studio from the get-go. We want to make sure that it's fun, entertaining, creative, but then cutting edge and open-minded. So if there is any new technology in the future, we're gonna adopt it for sure. We're gonna explore it and we're gonna adopt it. Why do we say hybrid? If a lot of people are saying like, are you building on the blockchain? Sounded very cool, right? Sounded very smart. But then, as a gamer, building on the blockchain doesn't really appeal for the traditional players. If you are standing on the point of a chain, let's say I'm building my own chain and I want to build my chain, right? Of course, the more transaction I have, the better it is. But then let's face it, as a standpoint of gamers, the players, which is the most valuable assets in the ecosystem, right? The players. If you're building 100% on chain, if you're equipping your item, you have to pay transaction fee. If you are equipping your item, you will have to pay transaction fee. If you are moving a portal, you have to pay a transaction fee. If you are beating a monster, you will have to pay transaction fee. If you are looting items, you will have to pay transaction fee. If you are moving several blocks away, you have to pay another fee. There's a lot of fees going on, right? Especially in Ethereum, you can pay like your mortgage with that, right? You can pay your house rent. That's not possible, and that's not fun. Like every few seconds, you're gonna have confirm transaction, signing transaction. Like, how the heck? Okay, how the heck can I invite my mom to play these kind of games? Cannot, right? And game is a very broad spectrum. It ranges from preteen to 70 years old. My mom is still playing game every day, more than me. It's like I have no time to play game. She is still playing game every hour. Every time I look at her holding her phones, she's playing games. Like, my God. So that's the idea. We want to make sure that the traditional people are able. We built Project C with the mindset and the conviction that mass adoption's gonna happen from gaming industry, because it's a very broad spectrum. It's not gonna happen from Bitcoin price like we say. Like we know it has dropped like what 60-70% now. It's not gonna happen from that one. A lot of people are traumatic from that one. So not gonna happen. So we believe, and we are convicted that it's gonna happen from the gaming space, and this is how we approach. And the blockchain set will come when you are minting your NFT, you are building your characters, you are transferring your NFT, you are taking the tokens out, you're getting the rewards. That's gonna be blockchain based. But then the game itself will run on a server base. And that's how we will approach it, until there will come a time where the blockchain are fully able to do millions of transactions per second, or maybe tens of millions of transactions per second. And that's maybe possible, right? So, the future of gaming will be free to play and earn. Why do we why do we say play and earn and not play to earn? You don't play to earn. You play, and in the meantime, you earn. It's not gonna be millions of dollars, but it can probably give you like a very good dinner with your boyfriend, best friend, wife, yeah, right? It's gonna give you substantial amount of money or rewards, so to say, that you can have more leeway on top of your salary. And by playing game, you can, like mobile game, you can play in the toilet. Sorry, but yeah, you can play as long as you have internet, right? You can play in the bus, you can play in the couch, you can play in the room, you can play anywhere. It's not like PC game where you have to be on the desktop, on the laptop, with Wi-Fi connection, hotspot. You can just play it directly on your phone, which is, everybody have phones, right? We all have phones, right? Maybe more than one phone even, right? So that's gonna be the fun stuff, right? So by playing on the phones, we can play more than just minutes. We can play hours of gameplay, right? So this is how we're gonna see our NFT. This is how our NFT will look like with the partners that we're gonna have, right? This is so again, if you take a look at these NFTs, right, it's gonna be different. This one is our first partnerships with the Indonesian brand. It's a clothing brand. Like the first one, people are asking like, hey, how are you going to move forward with all the partnerships? Right now, a lot of people are brand awareness, right? If you wanna pay branding in a movie, in a game, you will need to have a lot of money to pay. But then this one, we can partner up. You can give me your value, I can give you your value. You can be in our game. So that's kind of like the idea. And we are not just gonna have like just one game, one monster for you to play in all the games. We are adopting the traditional way, which will have a lot of aspects: weapons, armors, helmet, foot gear, head gear, arm gear, and something like that. That's gonna be a lot of different spectrum of NFT that you can collect and play. This is our trailer. just later on in the booth, and you can try it out. So this is how our game will look like. So, just to close, another thing is that what we are trying to see is that in the future there will be esports going on regarding in the blockchain gaming space. It's not going to be next year. It's going to be way down the line where the whole ecosystem is growing, and we will see in the future esport on the blockchain game, right? And then another thing that we see as fun stuff that we are building is that the DAO. Just end with this, I'm gonna close. The Gamers Autonomous Organization. Why don't we use DAO? DAO favors the one who have money. They might not be your user, but then they have a lot of stakes in your company. They have a lot of tokens of your project, and they can govern the project for their benefits, maybe. But then in our case, we want, if you are our user and you are spending hundreds of hours, we want to appreciate you guys. We want to appreciate the gamers as our most valuable partners. And we want the gamers to be able to govern the world, the game, to where it's heading, to the next gen, to the next level. Because if you are spending hundreds of hours of gameplay, it shows to us that you support us. We want to appreciate that. And this is how game DAO, the DAO, will happen in the future. So this is just the beginning for Project Seed, and as well as for the gaming side.